Howdy, Ags. Welcome into another episode of Take 5 brought to you by TexAgs and United. Today, our guest is Texas A&M softball infielder Micaela Wark. Welcome to Aggieland. We're going to throw 5 different topics at you. The first one is your path to Aggieland, because I know you're a kid from Frisco. You started your career at Kansas, then you played a couple years at Oklahoma State. What has the portal process been like for you, and what ultimately landed you here at Texas A&M?
Yeah, so my recruiting has been a little different than others, I would say. I kind of dealt with injuries early on in my recruiting process. I tore my ACL my junior year, and then kind of back-to-back had another knee surgery, same thing, ACL. So I sat out for a good probably 2.5 years, and ended up going to Kansas my first year. Redshirted that year because of my knee. It was just really far from home.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the cold. I'm not a big fan of the cold.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, it was freezing up there, far from my family, and just didn't really line up with what I wanted to do. And so I hopped in the portal, ended up going to Oklahoma State, where I played 3 years there. Mm-hmm. It was a great 3 years. I ended up graduating from there with an undergrad and a minor, so I'm happy about that. And then I had the opportunity to go in the portal again with all of my degrees and stuff, and so ended up going to A&M.
That's awesome. That kind of bleeds right into my next question, is how have the expectations for what you thought Texas A&M College Station were like compared to the experience that you're now living in?
Yeah, I mean, when I came on my visit, I was with my sister, and that was one of the things I loved about here and the coaching staff is how, authentic I felt that they were. I think recruiting, sometimes people can put on, a front, and I didn't feel like that at all. I had a whole hour-and-a-half long conversation with Coach Ford in our car while she was showing me around. She just seemed really real, and I think that it's lined up with everything that they've shown me on my visit, and it's been amazing.
Coach Ford, at least in how we interact with her here at TexAgs, she's awesome.
Yes.
And super personal. I can't imagine what it's like to work with her and play for her on a daily basis. It's got to be super cool.
Yeah, she's awesome. She really is.
Third topic for you, a little bit more about Micaela. When you're not in class or in practice, I know you guys still have practice for another week or so. What are you doing in your free time?
I'm mostly just hanging out. I have been reading some books recently. I'm a big fan of reading books and then watching the movie that comes out. I love doing that. So I've been reading a lot and just hanging out.
What are you reading right now? What's the most interesting, most enjoyable book you've read recently?
So I just read, I think it was Regretting You, that just came out in theaters, and then I watched that. And then I just started Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Okay. The movie okay?
I mean, I feel like the book is always a lot better than the movie, but it was a good movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk some movies now. Fourth topic, favorites, and I'm going to begin with favorite movie.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Okay, so Matthew McConaughey, Kate Hudson, that's kind of a classic rom-com.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's funny.
Throwing it back. Favorite TV show?
I love Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, I'd say Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a classic. A lot of medical dramas are always popular. Favorite music? Now, this can be an artist, maybe a song you have on repeat, or just a genre you stick with most of the time.
I usually stick with country. I love Megan Maroney. Sometimes I'll switch it up to Taylor Swift. My sister will love that I said that. I love Fleetwood Mac, too, and so I kind of... I usually stick with country, though.
Yeah, you're a little all over the place there.
I am.
The Swifties will be happy to hear you gave them a shout-out. Favorite food, and have you found a favorite restaurant in town yet?
Favorite food? If I'm getting coffee, it's from Dunkin'.
Okay.
Favorite food, though, I love Mexican food.
All right.
Like Tex-Mex, which my dad, he's Spanish, and so he might be a little mad at that. But I have yet to find a Tex-Mex place that I love here, so if you know of any, let me know.
And definitely we'll ask for suggestions in the comments, too. I've got a few recommendations for you off air, too. Favorite athlete?
Ooh, that's another good question. Coming off the World Series, I'm actually a Tampa Bay Rays fan because I grew up in Florida.
Oh, yeah?
But I loved watching the Dodgers. I think that Freddie Freeman is amazing, and I think Ohtani is a really good player, too.
You're just making friends all over the place. I'm obviously the TexAgs people know I'm a huge Dodgers fan.
No way.
Did it hurt you at all a little in 2020 when those two teams matched up in the World Series?
Yeah,
and
I actually went.
Would you have pulled Blake Snell?
I don't think I would have pulled him. But I don't think that Snell would have been as good if he,
Sure.
he left and then his career kind of took off even more. But yeah, I was able to go to that World Series
pretty cool.
matchup. It was at the Rangers Stadium, and so
That's
it was a really
awesome.
cool experience.
Not very often you meet Tampa Bay Rays fans, so it's super cool, super unique. Do you have a
Yeah.
favorite Ray of all time?
I grew up in the time, like when I went to the games, it was more like the Longoria, Carl
yeah.
Crawford, that
Good
team. And
teams.
so, like, I have a
Good
picture with David
teams.
Price. We got to say, like, the let's play ball thing on the field.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so
David
it was
Price
fun.
and the Rays, fantastic. Chris Archer, really good down
Yes.
there for a while,
Yeah.
too. Good players have come through there.
Yeah.
Last topic for you. We'll let you get out of here. If you could travel anywhere, and I know the holiday season's coming up, you might have some time off, where would you go? Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. I definitely would go somewhere like beachy. It's a good question. Maybe like Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like and kind of like island hop. I think
Okay.
that'd be fun.
Beach over the mountains, though, right?
Yes.
I gotcha. You've got to find some warm weather somewhere, right? Of course. Well, Micaela, thanks so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with us for a few minutes. And, of course, thanks to all of you people out there for tuning into this episode of Take 5.